Hello, welcome back. So did you know that J-beauty is a thing? I thought it was just K-beauty, but apparently there is such a thing as J-beauty. Now what is that? What is that? Let's have a look because it sounds very interesting, and if it's anything to do with K-beauty, you know I'm about that. I already love anything to do with K-beauty just because it's just so amazing. The way your skin looks, the way your makeup application looks when you're using products that are K-beauty based. Phenomenal. Glass skin queen. So J-beauty, also known as Japanese beauty, is a skincare genre category that kind of works on minimal steps, as opposed to K-beauty, which is like multi-step skincare routines. With J-beauty, they focus on more long-term sustainable practices for your skincare. With K-beauty and westernised kind of skincare practices, they focus more on quick fixes. So they're kind of looking for things that give you immediate results, and most of the time when you're, following that kind of practice, it's not great for longevity and preventative skin health. So if we take anti-aging as an example, J-beauty focuses more on the prevention of anti-aging rather than treating it when it's already happening, which seems to be quite a common thing in Western places. J-beauty focuses on preventing that by using minimal products that are very high quality. J-beauty encourages people to use these few products that are high quality in a mindful way, consistently, and so seeing results over time, but also preventing issues from happening before they have happened. Taking that into consideration, they do use a lot of high quality ingredients such as rice bran, green tea, camellia oil and seaweed extracts. These ingredients are natural, and I feel like it goes without saying that natural is going to be the best, because in terms of it having any kind of negative effect on you, the likelihood is lower than using something that isn't natural. They also tend to focus on protecting the skin from damage, so sun damage specifically, UV rays. And as with anti-aging, the goal is to treat that before it becomes an issue, so prevention over correction. Let's just do a little bit of research into how and when it started. J-beauty is a modern global term for beauty practices with roots tracing back centuries in Japanese culture. So that's where the term J-beauty came from. Obviously J meaning Japanese and beauty, beauty. Traditional practices emerged during the Nara between 710 and 794, and Heian, I hope I'm pronouncing these right, between 794 and 1185. So between these times, court women liked to use natural ingredients like rice water and plant oils. A pale complexion achieved with white powder, oshiroi was a status symbol. So that's crazy, like even back then, being pale was seen as better. So the Edo period, or Edo period, EDO, that was between 1603 and 1868. Beauty rituals became an art form with geishas or geishas, I'm sorry, I'm really bad at pronouncing words, perfecting techniques using handcrafted products with a core palette of white, red and black. A shift towards skin health began in the late Edo period. So the colours of black, white and red from the Edo period is definitely what I associate with Japan, but I think this is a really beautiful era. Edo period Japanese makeup focused on more delicate porcelain-like skin. Oshiroi is a white powder, so that's what they put on the face. And then byeeee is a red pigment that they used for the lips, cheeks and nails. Ohaguro is teeth blackening. So the white powder was applied heavily to the face, neck, back and chest for a porcelain white complexion, symbolising purity and hiding flaws. I feel like this is such a common thing throughout history, that white just equates to purity. I understand it's just a colour, but There's so much to it. Byeeee, which is a red pigment derived from safflower petals used on lips, cheeks and fingernails. A small flower bud mouth was ideal, achieved by applying only to the centre of the lips. So I believe that's what is now called the douyin makeup trend, where they apply a tiny bit to the centre of the lips and then blend it out so there's no definition of the lip line. And I really like that. I think it looks beautiful. It's really nice and I feel like it makes your lips look fuller. Ohaguro, which is the teeth blackening, is a mixture of iron filings, vinegar and tannins or tannins applied to teeth. And one really interesting thing about the teeth blackening is that it depending on what you do, shows what your marital status is. So, for example, married women would blacken their teeth, mothers would shave their eyebrows, and they believe it complemented the white skin and black hair. So, lighter and more subtle makeup indicated refinement. Heavy application could be seen as you're a bit rough. And it was also seen as a ritual, so applying makeup was a very private, disciplined thing to be doing, and it usually took from morning till night, which just seems wild to me now because I couldn't sit here from morning till night and just do my makeup. I mean, I could, definitely, if it was something creative, but I feel like if it were just everyday makeup, I'd be done in 20 minutes. It's crazy because that just shows you how far things have come since these times. Just the beauty industry in general, how far things have come since then. Because imagine waking up in the morning, starting your makeup and not being done till the end of the day. Literally having to dedicate one day to your makeup. Saying that though, I don't feel like days would have been as busy as they are these days back then. So they might have had more time to be able to do things like that. But that seems wild to me. I have far too much to be doing through the day to be spending a whole day on makeup. Although I would love it if it was something creative. Like I say, if it was something just everyday makeup based, you're alright. It's okay. Apparently, kabuki actors also wear this white powder on the face. And the reason for this is so that they stand out even in dim lighting. The basis for this explanation lies in the Edo period 1603 to 1867, when theatres, tea houses and restaurants had no electric lighting. With only the faint glow of candles, interiors were dimly lit, and it's said that without the white base, facial expressions would have been invisible. The tradition of geisha and kabuki actors today is believed to be a continuation of this Edo period practice. I find it so interesting because whilst it could be seen as a little bit like we're going back in time when it comes to race and thinking that white is superior and you know, in all those different things surrounding race, I also believe that this is such a beautiful tradition and a beautiful makeup practice, and I would love to see this kind of makeup up close in person. I think it is really beautiful. I saw something about a quote that said white powder covers 7 flaws. I'm not sure where that came from, but I feel like it's got a lot of meaning behind it and power. Actually, I feel like it'd be quite an empowering thing to be wearing. I hope there's not a deeper, darker meaning and I'm just getting this all completely wrong, but from the research I've done, it is, that's the impression I get. So this next bit of information I was really surprised about because I actually use a couple of their serums, or I did until I ran out of it recently. It's Shiseido, I believe it is pronounced. They emerged in 1872. What? Excuse me? Shiseido emerged in 1872. I feel like that was such a lifetime away, and obviously it was. It were a few lifetimes away, but I just think, how did they first come about in 1872? That was absolutely ages ago, and I just can't imagine how basic but yet exciting it could have been. Crazy. So Shiseido came along and basically took their traditional practices and mixed that with Western science. And what do you get? Shiseido. Better makeup and more safety. So I believe Shiseido's main goal when they were first like emerging onto the scene was to make products that people were using safer. There were a lot of concern around the face powder, which actually contained lead. Why? Just why? I'm not going to judge because it was 1872 after all, and I couldn't have done better. I don't make products now, so 1872 you would have had no chance. So their goal was to introduce a wider range of products in general, but mainly make the products safer that people were already using. Having lead in a face powder is beyond wild to me. Like, what are you trying to do here? What are you trying to do? So I've just done a little bit of a Google search and it says Shiseido originated in Ginza, Tokyo, Japan. Founded in 1872 by Arinobu Fukuhara as Japan's first private Western style pharmacy, blending traditional Japanese aesthetics with Western pharmaceutical science to create a global beauty empire. And that they are, honey. That they are. Their serums, flawless. Flawless. Okay? I can't fault anything with their products. Unreal. And seeing as they date back to 1872, I'm not surprised. The research is there. They have taken that time to perfect their products. So it started as a pharmacy but quickly evolved into a beauty brand, introducing innovative products at the time like multicoloured face powders. So instead of just a bright white powder, they then decided to go into more skin toned variations. It's now a leading multinational cosmetic company known for its Japanese heritage and commitment to art, beauty and science. What a perfect combination. Art, beauty and science. What more could you want, apart from me? Another little fun fact as well, which I thought were really interesting, is they actually made the first toothpaste in Japan. So that was 1888, and then moved into cosmetics in 1897. So J Beauty practices kind of rode the wave with K Beauty and kind of got more popular and more prevalent in the late 2010s when K-beauty became more popular in more westernised countries. It came from people, I think, being overwhelmed by how many trends and creative makeup and the multi-step skin care routines and makeup routines. I think it came from a lot of people feeling overwhelmed and just the overconsumption to the point where they were looking for quicker routines using minimal products that still were high quality and going to give you the same results or better. And I think that's how it became so popular. People were seeing these low effort routines, minimal steps, really high quality ingredients and thinking that is exactly what I need. You know, a lot of people these days don't have the time to be taking at least an hour out of the day just to be doing the skincare and makeup. An hour plus. And I think that's where K-beauty and J-beauty really took off. And rightly so. Like, if you see the results of these skincare routines that originated within K-beauty, within J-beauty, they are beautiful. The results of your skin are beautiful. The people that follow K-beauty, J-beauty routines have this like Mochi like skin, and it's amazing. That is what a lot of people want from their skincare routines, and to see that you can use next to no products at all and get those results, of course you're going to be all for it. Why wouldn't you be? Like I say, a lot of people are busy these days and they don't have the time to be spending hours on doing the hair, skincare, makeup. It's just really accessible. It's a lot more accessible for people, and for some people it may be helping with that feeling of needing to buy all these new releases, and it may even help people who are struggling with overconsumption. Those of you who are feeling the need to buy all these new products because they're trending and, you know, people are showing the effects of them online and saying that you need this product for this kind of skin, it's showing those people that you don't need to be using 30,000 products in one skincare routine. You can just use one or two. As long as they have the ingredients in that your skin is needing or whatever your skin is lacking, as long as it contains them, you're still going to see improvement. And the results have shown themselves with people who follow these routines. You do get that mochi-like skin where it's beautiful and supple and glass-like and bouncy and hydrated and just everything you want these days, and also what's in trend at the moment. So the J-Beauty routine for skincare is quite simple and straightforward. They usually start with thorough cleansing, double cleansing on an evening, strategic layering of essences, toners, moisturisers for deep hydration, targeted serums for whatever their skin concerns are, and sealing with a moisturiser, usually very deeply hydrating. And then sunscreen to protect the skin, because as we know, it is prevention over correction, especially when it comes to sunscreen and SPF. I don't think anyone can afford to be missing that skincare step. It is so important. There is no step that is more important to me than SPF. Whatever you do, make sure you're wearing it daily, or at least trying to, because it really makes a massive difference. So following a little bit of research on Google, I have found a couple of examples of J-Beauty skincare routines for morning and evening. For morning, it says you would start with a gentle cleanse, splash face with water or use a mild cleanser to refresh skin. Mild being the very important word here. The next step would be a hydrating lotion or essence. Apply a watery lotion like Hatomugi. I've never heard of that. I'm going to have to do a bit of research on that. To prep skin and boost hydration. The third step would be using a targeted serum, for example, a vitamin C one, for brightening and anti-aging. The fourth step being moisturiser. So that's to seal in moisture with a lightweight cream or emulsion. Final step, sunscreen. Finish with a non-greasy protective SPF. Crucial for J-Beauty. Crucial because, as I've said and as we now know, it is such an important step in J-Beauty skincare routines. SPF should be your primary focus. Then an evening routine example would be start with an oil cleanse to remove makeup and impurities with a cleansing oil or a cleansing balm, followed by a water-based cleanse, so follow with a foam or gel cleanser to ensure skin is thoroughly cleaned. Then a hydrating lotion or essence to rehydrate and prep the skin. Serum for the next step, so whatever serums you would use depending on your skincare concerns, for a nighttime repair. Step 5 would be moisturiser / eye cream, so to seal everything in and treat the delicate eye area, because overnight is when your products are going to do their best work. So applying a really hydrating delicate eye serum or moisturiser will have more benefits overnight than in the morning. Me personally, I do morning and night for eye creams because in my eyes, no pun intended, you can never use it too much. And then the 6th and last step for a nighttime routine would be a mask, and this is optional, but it says to use a sheet mask 1 to 3 times a week for an extra boost. The key differences between J-Beauty and K-Beauty: J-Beauty leans into the more minimal side of things, minimal amounts of products with really high quality ingredients, long-term health rather than correcting something that's already gone wrong, and balance. Whereas K-Beauty looks at more multi-step layering with immediate results. J-Beauty usually contains around 3 to 5 different steps, whereas K-Beauty usually exceeds 7-8 steps, which means it's going to take longer out of your day and more commitment to your routine is needed. With J-Beauty being very minimalist, it is also reducing the risk of further complications for those of you who have sensitive skin, minimising the risk of irritation, and so very ideal for people that have sensitive skin or acne prone skin or anything like that. Whereas on the other hand, K-Beauty, because you are using more products, it may increase sensitivity. There is a bigger risk of that happening. The goal of J-Beauty is for that mochi-like skin, very resilient, strong and healthy, soft and plump, and addressing issues before they become a bigger problem. Whereas with K-Beauty, the goal is to achieve that really glass-like skin, very dewy, luminous, clear, smooth skin. And lastly, J-Beauty focuses on a very high quality sunscreen, whereas K-Beauty, their sunscreens tend to be more mild in terms of the protection against UV, etc. I think it's more, they have other skincare ingredients mixed into it to kind of address multiple issues. So it's kind of a more in, you know, all in one over just strictly sunscreen, SPF protection. I think overall J-beauty, K-beauty and Western practices are all beneficial in their own ways. I think it really just depends on what you are looking for in the outcome of your routines, how much time and money you have to invest into it, and a lot of it is probably based around where you live too. If you are surrounded by people who are practicing J-beauty, skincare and makeup, then you are more likely to follow that same routine. If you are in a country or place where it is more Western practices, then you are most likely going to follow that. I think the most important thing when you are trying to find a skincare routine that works for you is to focus on what you want to improve and then look at the different ingredients that you would need in your routine for you to achieve those results. I believe personally minimal is better, but that is because I have acne prone skin. I used to have bad acne and now it's more discoloration, scarring, overall unbalanced skin tone. Due to that, for me, I prefer to have a more minimal skincare routine. I struggle to stick to a routine if it is overwhelming. Those factors also playing a part. I definitely prefer something that's more minimal. But as we know, not every routine is perfect for everybody. It's important, it's really important you don't just go by these trends on TikTok and Instagram, and you really do the research for your skin. Otherwise, you could be doing more damage than good. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe if this channel is your vibe. Love you. Bye. Mwah.